Practical Piano Technique. My name is Craig. Today I'm going to show you how to practice scales for maximum results. This is a 4-part step-by-step video series on how to practice scales. So these videos are for anyone who's struggling with their scales, if you're struggling building speed or with evenness or clarity, or if you just want to maximize your technique. In each video we go through step-by-step ways to practice, building on ideas as we go. So if you haven't seen the first video, make sure and check that out. And real quick before we get started, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any new content. Alright, so what we're going to do, this is step 2 of 4, is we're going to be using an E major scale, and we're going to do 2 octaves today. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to start by getting in a position to start our scale, and I'm going to lift my hand above the keys like this. Now I want you to notice that my hand is above the keys. Alright, so my hand isn't back here, my hand is above the keys, and my wrist is relaxed. Alright, so it kind of has this droopy position. Visually it looks like this, and it's nice and relaxed and supple. Alright, and what we're going to do is we're going to start by dropping on E, the first note of the scale, like so. Alright, and you want to feel like you're sitting in the bottom of that key. Alright, your arm is relaxed, your hand is relaxed, you're just sitting on the bottom of the keyboard bed. Alright, then what you're going to do is you're going to play your second finger, and you're going to feel like you shift that weight to your second finger. And then shift that weight to your third finger. So you're just sitting in the bottom of the key each time, and then thumb. And you're going to keep going up the scale like that. And you want to feel like you're shifting the weight from finger to finger all the way up that scale. Alright, so it's really important to make sure that each time you feel the weight shift from finger to finger. Alright, so you feel like you're just sitting in the bottom of the keyboard bed on every single finger going up. You do not want to feel like you're just hovering above the keys, alright? You want to make sure that you're really sitting in the bottom of the key and you're maximizing the weight of the arm to put the key down and not just the finger. Alright, so once we get to the top of the scale, like so, then you're going to lift, and again, return to that relaxed position where this wrist is droopy and nice and supple. Then you're going to drop on that top note, back down, and walk slowly down the scale, just like on the way up. You're going to make sure that you're shifting your weight from finger to finger, and so that you really feel like you're sitting in the bottom of the key bed. Now, let's talk about a couple things that you want to be watching out for as you practice that. So the first thing is you want to make sure that as you move up and down practicing that scale, that your arm is moving with you, alright? So we don't want to leave our arm behind and move without it. We want to make sure the arm moves with us so that our arm can be centered behind each finger as it plays. So you want to make sure that your arm moves up the keyboard and then back down and stays generally at a right angle to the keyboard, alright? So if I move like this, that's not a right angle. Or if I move like this, that's not a right angle. So it needs to be just like that all the way up, alright? The second thing you want to look out for when you're practicing is you want to look out for these knuckles on your hand, alright? So this is what we call your knuckle bridge, and this is very important in piano playing, alright? So you want to make sure that you keep a really nice compact hand position and you can always see those knuckles sticking out like so. If it's like this, you can't see those knuckles, alright, that's because you're collapsing your bridge, and that makes it much more difficult for your fingers to move. And notice, this is not a very good hand position, alright? So it's also helpful to think of kind of seeing almost like a letter C here, right? So that's not a C when my knuckle bridge is collapsed. You want to make sure that you always see that knuckle bridge as you're going along, so I can always see those knuckles sticking up, alright? The third thing you want to look out for is the wrist. So you want to make sure that as you're going up and down the keyboard, that this wrist is nice and straight. Alright, so you don't ever want your wrist to break like this or be too high. You want to make sure that that's really nice and straight, really flat, like so. So all together it's going to look like this. 2 octaves. And then once you feel really comfortable with that, you can move on to the other white key majors and add the white key minors and go on from there. Now you also want to do this with your left hand, alright, and I would recommend starting here, with the thumb in the same way, starting here and going down rather than starting at the bottom. Now I'll put a couple links in the description for some scale books. Alright, so that's it for this video. I'll catch you in the next one, so good luck practicing.